Hey everybody, it's Mind Body Synergilia. And so yesterday I made two different videos. I was very excited about the first one. The second one, well, that was just talking about the DDP app. I happen to love it. I love when you're done with it, you see a animated version of DDP saying, "Good job, keep the streak alive," or, so cool. I don't know. I get excited. So anyway, so I had mentioned yesterday that uh, I did, um, started with Energy 2.0 last Thursday. I did it on, what's today, Thursday? So I did it on Tuesday and I did it on Wednesday, taking a break on Monday. Now I know I'm supposed to take a break, but my body was like, no, I got to do this. So I did another workout today, but I did fat burner, which I'm going to lay off of because, the torn bicep, tendonitis, bursitis, muscle, shoulder impingement, muscle atrophy, all that stuff. It's it's going to be 2 years since that happened, and which is amazing to me. How quickly time flies. But it's taken so long to heal because of so many different reasons, and I'm feeling a little tweak because with fat burner there's push-ups, and while I didn't do that, like you're doing it, 3, 2, 1, lowering yourself slowly. I cannot do that. So I just kind of lower myself, not at that pace, but I figured let me try. But no, I feel it here, and this arm, which I've never had an issue. It's been bothering me, so I don't want the same thing to happen to happen to this one. So I'm gonna ease up on that. I'll stick to Energy 2.0. I'll probably do the classic Energy if that's the one, depending on which one doesn't have push-ups. And even then, like I'd rather not do any of that stuff, which you don't have to. You can just stay in safety zone as they mention, or just stay still, in plank pose, which I can do. But, when I first started in 2013, I did start with one. And I did that for a long period of time before I even graduated to the next one. So I think that's what I'll probably do now. I mean, yesterday was I was excited, I was elated. And then with the Barrett's esophagus, as I mentioned, it's been rough because afterwards you know, I ate hard-boiled eggs, which I've done plenty of times before. And it looks like I won't be able to eat that either. There's a thing called, was it, well, I don't remember. But it's a narrowing of the esophagus because of all this. And I felt like I had a bubble in here for a majority of the day. And that happened before. And, it's one of those things when something happens, whether it's, mostly physical, whether it's physical or mental or whatever, you think, okay, well, what caused me to feel like this? What caused me, to have this kind of pain or whatever? You got to backtrack. You got to do a little detective work. And I figured out that it was the hard-boiled eggs because I just have this once before, and that's when I had hard-boiled eggs. Because I read online, it's like the egg white, the protein, or the dryness or whatever. It can get stuck or something like that. I read it. I don't remember, but exactly what it says. But it makes sense because that's the only thing that I had, and when I was eating it, it was going down pretty hard. It was hurting. So it was deflating yesterday because I had such a good day, and this, the whole esophagus. Wow, it's starting. It comes and goes. It's deflating. It's deflating, and it makes me sad because I wasn't like this, and I am a former pastry chef, and I love to eat, and I love to cook, and it's been rough. So, the DDP, this has been super helpful because I'm like, okay, well, at least I can control one part. I'm doing the best I can with this part and the gastritis, but at least with the DDP, it's something that I can control as far as like, okay, let me do this workout. Okay, I can modify it, but I can finish the workout. So that's what I'm doing, and just like in, was it Legally Blonde? You know, when people exercise, they get endorphins and you're happy. So I've got that happy high after the DDP, and I'm gonna relish in it and not think of anything else, or at least try not to. I mean, hey, one good thing is the Knicks won. You know, I could barely speak at the end of the night, you know, with all this going on, but I screamed anyway. I know I shouldn't have strained my voice, but it was great. And one thing about that is that, you know, you they make you believe, right? They make you believe. I believed. I don't watch basketball very much unless the New York teams are in the playoffs, and these guys haven't won since, in what, 53 years. So I was like, let me tune in. This is gonna be great. And Jalen Brunson, holy cow, that guy's amazing. The whole team's amazing, but Jalen Brunson, he's the standout for me. And it just, you know, after the last win where they came from behind, you know, my brother's like, oh, they're not going to win, they're not going to win. He's a fan and stuff. And I was like, no, you never know. Don't be so negative. And they were down by 29. I was like, oof, God, I don't know about this. And then I was like, no, I got to stick with it. I got to watch it. And, you know, it's just like, it's life. It just, you can compare it to life where it's like, okay, you believe. They didn't give up. They played passionately. You know, they showed their resilience. They played like winners. They played like somebody that wanted it, that believed that they could do it, and they did it. You know, and it was one of those things that it got me a little teary-eyed this morning, because I'm like, you know, that's life. You know, don't give up, keep going, push forward, and you'll come out on top. It's not always easy, and, you know, right now I'm doing the best I can. I feel like I'm losing the battle, but I am not going to give up. So thank you for that little push that I needed, New York Knicks, in my life right now. I'm getting emotional. I'm just getting emotional because it's hard. It's hard to keep going sometimes. I mean, you do keep going, but like keep going in the sense of, why do I bother trying? But I keep trying. I may cry, I may yell, I may scream, I may say, oh, F this, I'm not doing this anymore, but I get up. I keep getting up. I get knocked down and I keep getting up. So this is my getting up. You know, this is my getting up, is doing the workouts before work and getting it done and feeling better about myself so that I can be stronger, at the very least control that part of my life. And, you know, with the exercise, everything else falls into place, so to speak. Because when I did exercises before, you know, my stomach started to get a little bit better. So I'm hoping that's the case this time around. But anyway, that's about it. I did Fat Burner 2.0, and I'm not going to be doing it for a while, because it is a lot harder on my body than I anticipated. But I tried, and at the very least, I can do Energy 2.0, and I can go back to Bedflex. I can go back to chair force, or chair force, or, you know, stand strong. There's so many options thanks to DDP and his crew. They got so many workouts. But I also think I'm going to check out the shoulder rehab. They have a couple of those, shoulder rehab, hip rehab, I think back too. So I'm going to check those out and see if that can help me out too with a little bit of the issues I got going on. But there's still hope in that department. I'm going to try at the very least on that. And as far as this, I'll keep up what I'm doing. You never know. So that's it, my Phoenixes. Until next time, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a wonderful day.